Happy Monday, everyone. Today's learning targets are I can practice my new spelling words, I can review spellings for the schwa sound, and I can participate in a closed reading of the text, The Fearsome Beast. On Friday, you will remember that we read The Fearsome Beast already, so we're going to be reviewing that today. So we have a new list of spelling words this week. These are words that you will be studying at home. So we're going to practice these words together. So all of the spelling words have the tricky spelling of the Y. Can you think of any words with these spellings? Remember with the E, the I, the I, the Y. So let's learn our new spelling words. Follow along with me. We have yelled, yarn, yellow, yes, myth, symbol, system, cry, frying, satisfy, yawn, sticky, lying, energy, and the tricky word is edge, which doesn't really go along with the Y. How would you pronounce this word? How do you think you would pronounce it? Well, we know that the G can make some sounds, right? This would be gem. Remember that the J, D, G, E is also pronounced J, like gem. You might try to pronounce this word with the G sound, like egg, but that wouldn't be right, right? Or it would be edge-e, which would be weird, right? So we pronounce this as edge, edge. Which letter comes first in the alphabet, E or M? So if we were thinking about edge and myth, what would come first if we were to alphabetize those words? What comes first, E or M? I know each and every one of you said E, because that is what we do. We look through the alphabet and see which one comes first. So edge would come first. So this is the correct alphabetical order, edge and then myth. What about this? What comes first in the alphabet, C or F, and cry or frying? What would come first? I hope you didn't say frying, because cry, C, comes before F. So it would go cry, frying. Let's sing the alphabet song. You're going to do this in your head. And when we get to a letter that is the first letter in one of our new words, we will pause and point to the word. Okay? So if we were to go back to, let me go back to our spelling list, you would sing the spelling, the alphabet, and you would stop. So we'd have A, B, C. Well, look, C we have. We don't have any of the other ones. We don't have an A, a B, but we do have a C. So this would be first. Then we'd go D, which we don't have. E, do we have an E? Yep. And then we'd go on. The problem is when you get to things like the S's, which we have symbol, system, satisfy, stick, you're going to have to go to the second letter to see what would come first. Well, we have the second letter in all of the S words. We have a Y, an A, and a T. What would come first, Y, A, or T? It would be an A, so that would be satisfy. Then what would come next? A T or a Y? It would be a T. So if you can't figure it out from the first letter, go to the second letter. And for this one, like symbol and system, we can't go by the second letter because it's the same, so you'd have to go to the third letter. We're going to go ahead and go on to the close reading of the Fearsome Beast. So that is what we're going to do. Remember, we read this on Friday, so this should be a review. Okay, the Fearsome Beast. The next morning, long after everyone else had eaten their morning meal, Sir Gus awoke, much rested but not eager to set off. He yawned and stretched. He took a bath. He had lunch. At last he mounted his horse. But he soon faced another problem. He could not tell which way was east. Sir Gus could seldom tell which way to travel. He rarely saw the morning sun, so he did not know that it rose in the east. But knowing that he did indeed need to begin, he sniffed the afternoon air, flipped a coin, and rode north, which was not the way he was supposed to go, right? Sir Gus rode north into the woods of doom. He rode for a week. The days got shorter and colder. Sir Gus did not know why. Another thing Sir Gus did not know was that the woods of doom were very dangerous. He was not prepared when from out of nowhere there appeared to be a band of armed men. The men were bandits. They grabbed Sir Gus and tied him up. There the bandits are, getting Sir Gus. The bandits bundled Sir Gus into the back of the wagon, then with much speed they began to travel southeast. About a week later the bandits arrived at the bleak forest of East. There, not far from the dark, dismal swamp, they made a camp. The bandits had some dinner and went to sleep. The next morning, while the bandits were still sleeping, something deep inside the forest began to creep closer to their camp. It was the fearsome beast. It had eyes of red flame. It had the claws that could shred the hardest stone. It shot fiery flames that could melt metal, and it was going to pounce on the sleeping men. Sir Gus had relaxed for the better part of a week as he bumped along in the wagon. He was feeling well rested, so in spite of the fact that it was morning, and in spite of the fact that his arms were tied, he decided to try and to get up. So there he is, tied up, trying to get up out of the wagon. And do you see the eyes in the background over here? See if I can get my pointer. There it is, right there. Creepy. After a long struggle, Gus was able to stand up in the wagon. Just as he stood up, the fearsome beast grunted and charged in to attack. Sir Gus spun around as best he could to see what had made the sound. The bright morning sun shone on his shiny helmet. The sunlight bounced off his helmet and shone on the fearsome beast. The flash of sunlight shone in his eyes of the fearsome beast and blinded it. The beast screamed and ran away, but it could not see. It ran into the dark, dismal swamp and sank in the deep mud. The bandits, having awoke with a start, fled as well. They scrambled into the wagon and drove away as quickly as they could. As they drove off, Gus fell out of the wagon. He landed on the ground with a thud. And there is the beast. So his metal, his armor, shone, the sun kind of reflected and it shone into his eyes, right? Remember that? Sir Gus, the utterly fearless, lay on the ground for 2 days, unable to get up. At last a hunter spotted him and untied him. Sir Gus thanked the hunter, then he made his way back to the king's palace on foot. When he arrived, the king was just sitting down for his dinner. Sir Gus knelt and spoke to him. "Your Majesty," he said, "I am happy to report that the fearsome beast lies at the bottom of the dark, dismal swamp." "Well done, Sir Gus," said the king, "well done." The king called all his knights to a meeting. Sir Gus had killed the fearsome beast and tossed its carcass into the dark, dismal swamp, the king announced. "Thanks to his brave actions, the kingdom is safe. You may all go home." Okay, so we read the fearsome beast again, and I'm going to show you now what you guys are going to do with that. And then a couple of the other worksheets that you're going to find attached to this lesson. The first one are the spelling words that we just went over, and we've been working with alphabetizing words. So the next page, you are going to put the words that are in the boxes up above. You're going to put them and you're going to alphabetize them like we've been doing. So this is kind of nothing new and you've been working on this. The next part is fill in the blanks. So you're going to write the best word from the box to complete each sentence. So you're going to use hospital, cheerful, helpful, emergency, petals, appear, animal, dangerous. So you're going to use your little text box and you're going to type in the words that would best complete the sentence. Make sure that if it's spelled correctly up here, it should be spelled correctly in your little lines down here, okay? So we're going to be looking for spellings that are correct because you have the words in the box. And here is just a continuation of that, so it's going to continue. It says write the best words from the box to complete the sentence. These are different words: petal, signal, decide, principle, April, dangerous, America, and equals. This one is where reading the fearsome beast comes in handy again. So you're going to read all of the sentences first. So first read every single one of these sentences, and then you're going to number them in order from which they came up in the book. So this is called sequencing. So you're going to read them and you're going to think about, okay, what happened very first in the story? Then what happened next? What happened next? What happened next? And what happened at the end? So sometimes what I like to do is I like to find the one that happens first and then the one that happens at the very end. And that kind of helps me put things into order. If you are not sure about something, you can always rewind and listen to the story again and see what events happened in the order that they came. Okay? And I believe that is it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. You guys are doing awesome. We are so proud of each and every single one of you. This is hard. This is not easy. Your teachers are working extremely hard trying to make sure everybody is getting the best education they can with what's going on. Believe me, we rather be doing this in class with you guys. We're doing the best that we can, and we are so incredibly proud of the work that you guys are doing and how fast you guys are catching on to the whole online thing. Keep up the wonderful work, and I'll have another lesson for you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.